What's up, y'all?
Yo.
Hello.
How y'all doing today? Y'all feeling good?
Yes.
I'm feeling
My
feeling high.
Well, I am your host, Kia Hospital, with my fellow co-host. Today we got Jupac, Good Street Sam, on the floor, naturally neat, and we are the
Conveaux Club.
We are missing a few members, man. We're missing Trey. Trey is at a leadership meeting tonight, y'all. So he's watching from afar. He's gonna hop in later. So shout out to Trey with the Convo. And the Convo Club without our beautiful producer behind the scenes, Uncle Pete, Auntie Pete, Kia Film with abstract film, excuse me, and she does so much amazing things for us. So we appreciate you behind the scenes, Kia. So yeah, man, I love you too, Heather. Shout out to you. Shout out to Heather Martin. I love you already, man. So tonight we are talking about love in the air, babies everywhere. We talk about the mental health, maternal mental health, really, kind of the ins and outs of, so many people have these aspirations to be parents and moms, but it comes a lot with it. So today we have some beautiful people that's going to be here with us talking about just the ins and out of mental health, maternal mental health. And I don't even want to talk about maternal mental health because I feel like we kind of leave out the dads a lot too. So I kind of want to touch on, the importance of the dads' roles as they are getting into, just parenthood, because it doesn't just affect the moms, but they do play a major role. Shout out to the moms in the world. Shout out to my mama. Mama, I love you. You're my favorite girl in the world, and I'm your only child. And I knew you only had me because we was meant for one another. So I love you. So shout out to the moms, man. So mental health, maternal mental health. What do y'all think is the most important aspect of maternal mental health? Me personally, I really think it's the mindset. I'm 28, I have no kids, and I feel like I don't have any yet because I'm not mentally prepared. I feel like that's a whole nother world. Like you got a whole nother human being you got to worry about feeding. You got a whole nother human being you got to worry about just raising in this world. But I know it's just so much more than just the depths of, okay, we're going from a first birthday to quinceañera or a sweet 16. I feel like it's just so many mental aspects. So I feel like the mindset is the most important thing somebody has to get right before they try to pop out a baby. Right. Huge responsibility. And sometimes I forget to eat. So I can't have a baby and they don't eat, So what do y'all think is the most important thing of mental health when it comes down to parenthood?
I think it's important for maternal and paternal, mental health. I'm telling you, raising these kids, it's not easy. It's not a cakewalk like everybody think, and just as a dad, everything is kind of, it's on you, you absorbing so many personalities and, anything that's going on with your kid, like you the sole provider, you the protector, you supposed to fix everything. So I don't know, as dads, it's like we kind of never really get that chance to decompress, you know what I'm saying, or go through stuff like that. You just got to keep going. So I'm speaking from, a paternal aspect, I think the mental health part of it is very important. And a lot of times we don't even know that these programs and, things are out there for us. So
Mhm.
I think shining some light on this is gonna help a lot of people.
Right, right. Definitely. Understanding, like really understanding what you about to embark on. Like, a lot of times people, go on this journey unprepared, unexpected, what I'm saying? So really having a full understanding of, what I'm saying, the pregnancy, like I didn't have a full understanding of the process of the pregnancy. What I'm saying? Going through that, it's just like, oh shit. Especially the first time. So by the second time, you'd be like, damn, I ain't do none of that the first time. But just understanding what you really embarking on, and really is the big one. Like, man, know your partner. Like, really be sure that this is a person that you prepared to go on this journey with, because that's go definitely determine what a mental health status is. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Um. Wait, what's that word? Is it caveat?
Caveat.
Caveat on what Sam said. You want to caveat?
Sam said. I agree. With choosing your partner, that is a big thing for me. Just because so before having children, to me it was always a point of being stable, finding stability, being able to uh, so people always say that you're never ready, and I was always the person that's like, I want to be ready, I want to be set, I want to be, I want to be set in my career. I was basically just trying to line everything up. And it just got to the point where I just realized, like, everybody around me is getting older. Everybody around me is getting older. I've already lost my paternal grandparents. I only have one of my grandmothers on my mom's side. All my aunts are getting older. My uncles are getting older. So it just got to the point where I just was like, forget about all that. I forget about being stable, forget about all that, because I want my child to be able to experience the love that I experienced growing up. So that is how I ended up with an almost 1-year-old. But it's just that being with somebody who is there for you throughout your pregnancy, like seeing him and how he was already with his children, it was a no-brainer for me. I've been in other relationships and I didn't see myself having children with other people, because I'm like, okay, whether it was how stable they were and not having a career, or just not having the mindset of wanting to be a father. It was a lot of things that came into play. So seeing him with his children and how active he was, and how like he was wanting to talk to his children every day, that was a big thing for me. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna be good as far as a father, even if we don't make it or something, like I know he'll be there for our child. So I guess like how I feel about it, it's never the perfect time. Like you may get to the point where you feel like you're ready. Of course, a spouse is important, but just think about that. Like it's never a point of where you'll have it or where you'll have everything together, because a baby is going to come in and shake the foundation.
Yeah, completely.
It shake the foundation.
She's shaking the shit out of it.
So like as far as this pod is real, it's real important to me. Like I expect to get a lot of insight, because it's life changing. Like it was a life changing experience for me. You just going through as being a first time mom. It's a lot of changes. It's not just you having to worry about yourself anymore. Not just like not being able to get up and go like you want to, and being a first time breastfeeding mom, where you are your child's food supply,
Like,
So it was definitely a life changing experience, but I love it. What changes?
You're a great
Yeah,
mom.
that
Sure.
that breastfeeding part, that's very important because when you're pregnant, you can't eat and drink stuff, and then now you still can't a year later. I'm gonna agree with the mental health aspect. That is very, very, very important. And then after that, I'm gonna say a support system that is important as well.
Right.
I think that um the things that I have gone through mentally becoming a mom. I was already going through things mentally before motherhood. I Neek said you never really ready. Honestly, if I could give anybody advice, I would definitely try to heal as much as your past trauma as you can first before motherhood. Because if not, you have to deal with all of those things on top of what motherhood brings, and you are not prepared for you. Listen, I have nieces, and I thought I knew what I was doing. And then, I had a bonus child. And so I thought I knew what I was doing, but not until I had my very own, you know. That's whenever my life really, really, really changed. And all of the things that I did not heal from, they were eating me alive. Mental health is the most important thing. It is, it is, it is. And only 8 years, 8 years in, am I really breathing, you know? So yeah, I'm all for this pod tonight too.
Man, those are awesome good points, bro. Y'all are parents and y'all giving me some good advice.
Sure. Better take heed.
I ain't trying to get popped for the wrong person. No, I swear
Like
to
I
God.
should just say,
Don't
like
do
I
that.
don't get your ass popped.
Dog.
For real, don't get popped at all.
Link.
It's a difference between getting pregnant and getting popped. Don't get your
Right.
Like that's my biggest fear, man. Just like you said, just having a partner, like knowing your partner. Like imagine you being with somebody and you pregnant the whole time and y'all got the same values and the baby coming. You like, who is this person? Like
Hmm.
I feel like that's important, having the same values, and a lot of people that they don't got no substance, man. So if I ain't got my 31 mama, I know I'm your only child. but it's kind of crazy out here. You know what I mean? But it's just, I don't know, I'm being real intentional with that one. Like I'm intentional about a lot in my life, but you see that one there, I gotta be intentional. Well, we want to invite up some people who have some more in-depth, professional insight, who can tell us more about mental health. So we'll have up Latoya and her beautiful husband, B Boutin, beautiful family, who's going to give us their take, as well as Courtney Malvo. Hey, B. Hey, Latoya.
What's up, y'all?
Hey,
Yo,
y'all.
B.
What's up? How y'all
Hello.
doing?
Hello.
We chilling, man.
For having
What's up,
us.
Simone? What's up, Drew?
We happy to have you. We happy to have you. So Latoya and B, how y'all doing, man? We're talking about mental health. We're talking about pregnancy. You are a mental health therapist who's
All right.
pregnant. So let's talk about who you are. If the people don't know who you are, what do? You have your own practice, and you're going through the motions of tonight's episode. So tell us who you are. Tell the people who you are and what's going on currently.
So I'm Latoya Selsley Boutin. I am a mental health counselor and the founder, my husband and I, of Walk with Grace, which is a pregnancy and infant loss awareness nonprofit organization. And it started because we experienced 3 miscarriages, and yeah, we just decided, it was, no one was talking about it, and we'll get more into that later. But so yeah, we started Walk with Grace.
Yeah. And I know you have Courtney Malvo. We're here. So Courtney, tell everybody who you are. I know you and Latoya, y'all partner up and y'all have this beautiful luncheon that's coming on. So tell everybody about you and what you do with your thesis.
Of course. Well, first and foremost, thank you, Conveaux Club, for just inviting me to the conversation, right? My name is Courtney Melvo. I am a licensed professional counselor as well as a certified perinatal mental health clinician. which means I exclusively see mommies in pregnancy and postpartum. I too welcome partners and family members into sessions for like supportive sessions to make them aware of what the mom is experiencing, what she's going through. But that's ultimately the bulk of my career right now. I have a personal experience with postpartum depression and rage that really kind of like helped catapult me into this direction. Because prior to this, I was just working in community mental health and, just seeing all walks of life, right? And I realized that there was a need in this area specifically. So I'm beyond elated to join this conversation.
Yeah, man, we're excited to have y'all. So we're gonna get started. So let's just get started on from a therapist, a counselor's aspect. How important is the mental health aspect when it comes down to maternal mental health? And I know we talk about the moms, but even paternal mental health. How important is mental health going through this whole cycle?
It's very important. My sister-in-law, Courtney, made a valid point that is so important that we tackle our own mental health before we decide to be parents. I have 15 years background working with youth and family, and the amount of kids who I see who struggle, because of their environment, because of their parents, because their parents' lack of knowledge of their own mental health. We as a community don't understand how important it is for us to do the work within ourselves. So like Courtney said, mental health is so important. And I'm glad that, the stigma is kind of decreasing and we're all getting on board with understanding the importance of taking care of our mental health. But in order to be a parent, I'm not saying your mental health has to be perfect, but you have to have some awareness and some insight of what it is that's going on.
Yeah, I see Kia down. Yes. She never heard of postpartum depression, and she's heard of postpartum depression, but she never heard of postpartum rage. So
yeah, that one caught me too.
Right.
Like rage.
You breaking glasses
Rage, show you that's scary.
What is that?
Courtney?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say that, just add on to what Toya. Oh, can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We got you.
Okay. No, I was just going to add to that though as well, is because yes, your mental health is important prior to becoming a parent, or prior to you even becoming interested, right, in conceiving. But beyond that, right, like 1 in 5 mothers are susceptible to postpartum depression and rage and anxiety and all of those different things. Like it's so prevalent that many of us don't even really realize it, and I'm happy that I mentioned rage, but because it's literally, postpartum depression is what society knows, but it's a range of conditions, y'all. Like it's not just depression, it's depression, anxiety, panic disorder, bipolar disorder, PTSD, right? Mm-hmm. And also what we don't talk about enough as well is psychosis, which is a medical emergency. Mm-hmm. So, and rage comes out of the anxiety part. Rage is where you get so overwhelmed and so just it's almost like an out of body experience where you're just very explosive, and that tends to show up as well, because that lets us know that mommy have some needs that's not being met. That's right. So I think it's just us bringing more awareness to the fact that it's a range of conditions. It's not just depression and anxiety.
Yeah.
I want to say to that, as you say those things, like I have been through all of those things, maybe not one of them, but as you go on the list, I have experienced all of those things and I didn't know. Like as I go through it, I didn't know. And I can be honest, like it's so many things that I neglected and did not know. I didn't know what I was going through. I didn't. Girl, this is very important. It is. I'm telling y'all, you know, like I said, 8 years later, and you hear that what you was going through was normal. You know, you listen to some people that may judge these things. You know, some people don't want to talk about these things. I can tell you, a lot of things was going undone in my life. My house, you know what I'm saying? I didn't cook like I used to. Like, I mean, yeah, people are not talking about these things. And then in with the social media world is making people afraid to talk about these things, you know?
So Courtney, you felt like you was tripping, or you just felt like you wasn't like doing your job, or you just didn't know what was going on?
No, I never thought I was tripping because I never even thought about it. Like you so caught up in the day to day. You got to be a mama first of all. Like you can't worry about these things. I wasn't getting dressed. I wasn't taking care of myself. If you saw me, I had on sweatpants most of the time, but I didn't know. Like before you
Right.
know it, you went years with no pictures. You know, like I didn't know. No, I wasn't tripping. I just was living. I was surviving. I was trying to take care of my kids. I was trying to make sure they don't go through what I went through. I was obsessing over motherhood because I know that I'm not feeling well, but I have this job to do.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you have the pressure from the people whom, you know, always did count on you too. And you still have to be that person in so many different people's lives at the same time, you know. So you really lose yourself in it. You're not tripping, you just don't even know. You just living every day. And before you know it, you can't live. You know, you gotta stop. Everything has to stop. You know, I had to go to therapy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that kind of spawned a question for me: is there a standard look for like postpartum depression or postpartum rage? Like,
Like some tell signs, huh?
right. Is
Yeah.
it a standard telltale signs?
Yeah.
Anything to look for?
Yeah. Well, that's why, Courtney, I'm so happy that you're bringing your lived experiences into this conversation because I think Neek is how you pronounce your name, Neek?
Yes.
You kind of shared too, like you new to parenthood or whatnot, but you have such a supportive partner that kind of help you adjust really well to this experience, right? But in your conversation with Courtney, it was like, oh Lord, this is just too much for me. You're not taking care of yourself. You're kind of, pulling away, isolating. So everyone don't necessarily experience a PMAD, right? A perinatal mood and anxiety disorder. That's not going to happen. That's not going to always be the case. But what we need to listen to and hear out for are a few different things. And I wrote them down so I can be sure to say them verbatim. And I'm gonna read them to you guys so you can kind of tap in and, like realize, oh, okay, this may be concerning for whomever that's expecting. So sometimes I would hear mamas share like they're feeling disconnected from themselves or feeling unlike themselves, right? Or just constantly worrying about the baby or their own well-being. Also just like difficulty taking care of themselves or even the baby, right? Also, one thing that I feel like is not often talked about is like intrusive thoughts, right? These repetitive and very scary thoughts that mothers tend to experience. Even like thoughts of self-harm, even thoughts of harm coming to the baby, right? These are very concerning things that mothers tend to experience. Sleep disturbances, not sleeping well, right? A loss of interest in life, a loss of interest in the baby, and crying a lot, like crying so much to where it's just like things that we tend to.
Is it me?
I think we have a little technical difficulties.
I didn't know if it was me. You can hear us, Courtney?
She's muted. Courtney's muted.
Mhm.
And she was rolling.
I know, right? I was really trying to listen to that.
Right. Right. 4 years from now.
She's trying to see if she should switch to her phone.
Okay.
Okay.
You hear us, Court? Okay.
But she's muted still.
Mute it. Unmute yourself. See if we can hear you.
There she go.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Unmute, Court.
She's unmuted now.
Yeah, I
Turn
can
the
hear you
volume.
guys. I wonder if it's just a connection issue.
Okay.
You're
We
good.
can hear
You're
you.
good.
We hear you.
Yeah, you was on crying a lot.
Yeah.
And I was listening, so I was dialed in.
You remember when them kids was crying
Yeah, I
out?
wanted to hear all of that.
Right. You was on PMAD.
Crying a lot.
I was tuned into that.
Shoot.
Wait.
You with it?
I don't know if she's still having.
Well, not wait. Latoya, y'all muted now.
I can tell you one thing. She definitely made me feel like I wasn't crazy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Right.
She connecting to her
No,
phone.
you not crazy.
Give her 1 second. She's connecting to her phone, y'all.
Neek, at 2 points, I had 2 of them. Breastfeed.
Girl.
See, and I look, it's looking like that for me because baby girl is not looking like she wants to wean anytime soon.
Oh no, my girls went past 2. Both of them went past 2.
Yeah, she pretty locked in with her 2 best friends right now.
Parenthood been all right for me. I mean,
Of course.
hey, I'm the eyeball of the conversation, but shit, it's straight.
Somebody straight.
Yeah.
No, it's,
So I don't know. We're gonna wait till she get back on. But,
yeah, so she can finish her thought.
B, what aspect what role do you play in all of it? I know y'all have the foundation and all.
As far as what?
As far as y'all the foundation y'all have.
Oh, well, just support, just being there for everything.
Ain't no just support, pat your chest. Big
anything-
daddy over there, huh?
Anything she need, anything she need, and just 100% support, man. That's something that she felt passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
And when we talked about it, I told her, I got you, I'm behind you 100%, whatever you need. Like,
Spousal support.
Right.
And it's crazy. We don't talk about how loss affects men.
Right.
Questions. That was one of my questions.
Yeah, like I'll never forget. It might have been after my second loss.
Mm-hmm.
I had like 12, 13 bouquets that were delivered to the house, and all of them said Toya. None of them said Toya and Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just having an intimate moment one night, and he was like, I feel it too, and I was glad that he opened up about that because I was like, that's not talked about enough, like he may not have experienced, the loss, the feelings of it, but it was still his baby, that he was very much looking forward to, and so that was a reason why I decided we needed to do this together because it's not just the mother who's losing, it's a family.
That's a fact.
And that's a fact. So, I mean, I seen that she shared it, and we went through 2 miscarriages before we finally had baby Sunshine. But and that's actually my 3rd time losing a kid. But it's like you said, the dad doesn't get the bouquets and all that. And I'm not gonna say we necessarily looking for it, but we went through a loss too, and we feel it too.
Yeah, understand that.
Yeah.
Like everybody call.
Mm-hmm.
How tall you doing? How tall you doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, she's all right. You know what I'm saying? Like she, but that's it. I get 100 calls. How tall you doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I understand, I get it, I understand, but at the same time,
Most definitely, bro.
You gotta check on your partner.
And I wonder if that comes from our trauma as like in our community, how the man is usually taken out of the home. Like I wonder if that's where that comes from. Like they don't think about parents actually raising children together,
right?
Because normally you don't see that. Like you see more of single parents.
And I think a big part of it too is, oftentimes we disregard men mental health.
Yeah.
Bingo.
It's
You
a fact.
know, I don't think until something happens, we take it
Right.
seriously. So I don't think it's intentional. I just think we're just programmed to nurture the woman.
Most definitely.
Mhm.
And as men, it's always like we more so caught up in the being there for y'all,
Yeah.
and we kind of neglect ourselves as well.
That's a fact.
We don't get that break and that time to decompress. We're kind of trying to make sure y'all all right. So how important is the mental health of the man? Like, should the man come in just as well as the woman for
Yeah.
therapy sessions and all?
Yeah, I'm glad that you even asked that question as well, and you guys are even talking about bringing the fathers into the conversation or partners into the conversation. It's because fathers or partners are susceptible to postpartum depression and anxiety as well, right? So while mommy is also experiencing this very man, just distressing and outrageous experience, so her partner as well,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's not necessarily just a mom issue or that issue, it's a family issue.
Mm-hmm.
The family unit is being impacted, you know what I mean? And that's why I say I don't offer couples counseling, but I welcome in the partner to one get an understanding and an idea of what mom is experiencing, and really just bring in, I don't know, just like open up the space and hold space for that as well. Like, like what, how you been doing? How has this adjustment been for you? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Or are you guys able to tap into your external supports? Are you guys able to rest a little bit more together or separately? You know what I mean? Like, are we trading off type of thing? And it's beyond important to answer your question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have a quick question for you, Miss Courtney. Like, in your field, do you feel like more couples or even more individuals are coming seek knowledge like before something goes bad, or like it's a result after things get
Mm,
crazy?
wonderful question. Wonderful question. So when we say perinatal mental health, right? That is from conception, literally from the conversation to the postpartum period, up to 1 year postpartum, right? So it is important to say, well, you know what, I have a history of depression, so let me just go ahead and connect with a counselor now, like just kind of like see how I can establish my support beyond my family, So yes, it's important to connect with a counselor from conception beyond that, to just get an idea of what's about to happen. You
Right.
guys mentioned too about making sure that your mental health is stable, whatever it may be, or before you go into parenthood. I mean, that's not necessarily a priority, really, but it is a priority because you can't be perfect.
Right.
Like this is not a space for perfection, right? This is a space to just open up your mind and say, okay, this is new for me. So how can I integrate the old me into this new person that I'm becoming, for the parent, for the mom, and for the dad? You know what I mean? So yes, it's important to connect with a counselor during those periods, but it's also, just be aware too, it's like you're not damaged already. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you're not an issue, you're not a problem. You just maybe have some things you want to pan out or talk more about, but it's a very, I don't know, it's like intricate experience, you know what I mean? Especially in the Black community. So yeah, I would say connect with a counselor beforehand.
Hey Trey.
What up, Trey?
Hey
Hey, what's
Trey.
up,
Yo,
gang? I was listening
yo.
to y'all on the way back from my meeting, but y'all having a real dope conversation. How y'all doing?
What's
Good. How
up?
are
What's up? What's
Yeah,
you?
up?
man, you might well get your question in, bro.
Good question.
Man, so one of my main questions was like, as a father who's experienced that loss on multiple occasions, I feel like
Mhm.
I was listening to my own story, hearing B and Latoya talk about theirs. Um, with with men, especially fathers, we always try to fix the situation. What things can we do to aid? Because a lot of the times it's like, we minimize our own issues, but what can be something that could be helpful during that process? If we don't know how to put a name on a thing, or if we don't know how to comfort in the right ways, how can we help to articulate what's going on so we can provide some type of comfort?
Vulnerability
And reassurance.
and
Mm,
reassurance.
mm.
Yep,
Okay. 2 words.
Yeah. You got to open up.
that's right.
You gotta have the conversation. It's interesting though too, right? Like it's like, yeah, let's go, like we're ready to have a baby, we're ready to join our families, but we're not talking about what we're going through in this period. Like we're not talking about the fact that hearing our baby cry literally annoys us. We're not talking about the fact that you as a new dad, you
Damn.
Hey,
Man, the devil in our business tonight.
I'm sorry, y'all.
There she is.
You
Yeah.
as a new dad, you're overwhelmed with the fact of that you're not getting much rest. You know what I mean? Like you have to open up the space to have those conversations, though they may be
That's
hard, but they're
arguments.
needed, you know?
Yeah.
There
And
ends up being an argument.
and on our end, for a while I felt like he didn't understand,
Yeah.
but he didn't want to bring it to the table because he didn't want me to be in my feelings. So when I say vulnerability, I mean, let me know that you're feeling something because I'm feeling it too. We could feel it together,
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
But somebody had a good question. Is it normal to feel a sense of guilt after multiple loss?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I felt guilt. I felt inadequate as a woman. I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like, why was I like, I'm missing something? Why am I struggling to do what women are supposed to be doing? There was conversations I had with Brandon, and I might get a little too into us, but I even put on the table that, I understood if he didn't want to continue in this marriage. I understood because he's the last Bhutan, right? And so no kids, I mean, that's the end of his legacy. And so when I was going through my emotions, I had faith that it was going to happen, but I didn't know when, And so we only getting older. And there was so many times where I was just feeling all of these different emotions, just not good enough. My confidence, I've had confidence my entire life. I struggled with confidence these last few years. I'm a mental health counselor. I struggled with my mental health, and it was hard because, like, how dare you have mental health issues and you're a counselor? Like, you're supposed to be better than that, right? You got the skills, you teaching everybody else. How you gonna show up for everybody else and you can't show up for yourself? So it was just a lot of just talking to other people and understanding that we weren't by ourselves in this situation. The more I talked about it, the more I learned how common it is. 1 in every 4 pregnancy results in a loss. So go ahead, babe.
And like that guilt on both ends.
Definitely deserves a therapist because you're human. Just because you're a therapist doesn't mean that you don't have your own thoughts and feelings.
But that's when I was in those emotions. That's when I was feeling things that weren't necessarily true, right? But your mind played tricks on me. Your mind will start making me believe all types of things, and then I have to ground myself and come back to reality. But in those moments, sometimes it could take you there. So,
Definitely.
And then like, part of that reassurance is like taking it off of her and putting it on myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's something that kind of, like with the vulnerability aspect, like that was a way for us to really have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because she didn't know how I was feeling. She putting it all on herself. And by me just trying to make her, feel better about everything that's going on, I'm taking that and this me. Like I gotta do something different. Like, it's like good. Like it's me, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what kind of led into them conversations that was needed, and like I always had faith me. Like I ain't gonna, like I always told her, you know what I'm saying, man, we gonna be good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's one thing about it. We both were very faithful throughout. But in those moments, like two things can be true. You can be feeling all of these
Right.
negative emotions, but still have faith at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's just something that you got to work through because we are human, So to answer your question, Shira, absolutely. Guilt was one of the main things, just not being able to produce something that every woman in my mind I felt should be able to do.
I feel like you have to feel those feelings in order to have the faith. Like you have to go through that thought process in order to get to the point of like, okay, I'll let that out. Now let me regroup and regather and put this positivity back into my mental.
That's right. Because trials and tribulations is perseverance, and perseverance builds character. So, we don't get here without the trials and tribulations.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything else you had, Trey?
Nah, man, I feel like I'm on the spot. No, I just enjoyed the conversation.
Well, we want you to,
So I know, like, we're talking about partners, supporting, but for the people who, let's say, for instance, unfortunately, you don't have your partner and you going through this pregnancy alone. What are some ways that family and friends, what are the best ways family and friends can support those people who might not have a partner to be by their side? What are some things that family and friends can do in that moment for support?
You want me to hop in, Toya?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I would say when it comes to maybe single parents or whatever it may be, I think this conversation is more towards the family, right? So family members, it's important that you get interested, get curious about how much support or how that support will look for that person or for your, daughter, cousin, whoever it may be, right? Because support is very subjective. If you come in real heavy, then she gets overwhelmed, right? And then if you don't come in too strong, then she's like, well, where y'all at? What's going on? Like nobody's coming over here to get this baby. I am overwhelmed, right? So I would say to ask questions, ask how she would like that support to be received, whether it's cooking, whether it's letting her get a nap in, you know what I mean? Whether it's I don't know, taking her out. Mamas are in these houses and these four walls for months at a time. And they're so consumed with their thoughts. And remember, like I said, these thoughts can get very scary, they're so consumed with these thoughts, and it's like, someone come and save me, and it's a reality. It could be, she could have the most, I don't know, gentle and soothing experience bringing that baby into this world, but it can get so dark beyond that, right? And we often hear the conversation around like baby blues. Oh, girl, I'm just dealing with baby blues. Baby blues is literally a 2-week period. That's
Come
14
on.
days.
So what is baby blue?
By the baby blues is like that normal response, right? Like 80 to 90% of moms experience it, right? So it's like that normal response where she's a little tearful, right? Like she's feeling a little bit sad, but not too sad. She may be feeling overwhelmed, but she's still kind of good, right? Like it's like that normal response to pregnancy, but it becomes a concern on the 15th day if she's crying profusely. If she's just feeling overwhelmed about the fact of having this child, her anxiety is through the roof. She's not resting. She's standing over baby because she's worried that, oh my God, if I don't rest and he or she may not, you know what I mean? Like, it's all of these things that she's experiencing. So baby blues is literally just that 2-week period. And beyond that, it becomes a concern. So that's why I tell a lot of families to like, keep an eye, keep a close eye, call, pop up, something, ask questions, right? Because no parent, no mother is supposed to be experiencing the postpartum period by themselves. And like I mentioned before, it's a year process. It's a full 12-month process. It's not a 6-month process. It's not a 3-month process. We don't necessarily get a chance to have a year off from work, but you may see her 3 months postpartum and you're like, girl, you back to work? I have no choice. But she had the rest of those months to go to navigate such an experience that's life-changing. It's very much life-changing, y'all.
Right. That was good, Courtney.
Yes, indeed.
So I actually did, like, me and my partner, we had like with my second child, we were able to like be off for like a year at least.
Oh, that's good.
That's a
Yeah,
blessing.
so I never really like put two and two together, you know what I'm saying? Because I never even considered having no type of postpartum. With me, I think everything of what I thought postpartum and all the, the signs of it was, I think everything was fairly okay. But as you say things, it's like, okay, yeah, they did have some like sleep changes and all this other stuff. So it's like, how important is that to be able to spend that time? Because with my first kid, I went right back to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as a parent, I feel like there are things that I missed, but overall, it seems okay.
Yeah.
So how important is that time, like that 12-month period?
Want me to hop in again, Toy? I don't want to like speak too much.
Yeah,
No,
anybody,
you're
anybody.
doing good. This is this is your scope. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's well, first let's look at it like this, right? Like not all partners have an opportunity to have a year off, right? Not all partners have an opportunity to have say 2 weeks off.
Right.
But it's truly important because she need to feel grounded, and to feel grounded, she has to have a partner there to provide that to her. So you having you there is important too, but if you have to go back, and it's to all dads, all partners, if you have to go back to work sooner than you think, how can you guys plan for that? How can we get mom, mother-in-law, cousin, a close coworker to come in and kind of provide that support, right? This is not a space
I ain't
for
got no coworker friends like that. I ain't even gonna lie. Ain't
no,
no,
I
not no
understand.
coworker.
They don't even
But
like the coworkers like that.
Nah.
I get that. No, I definitely understand that, but it's necessary, right? Like, it's necessary to try to find a tribe, try to find those individuals that you trust, one, to help support the family unit, because it's, I mean, it's just needed, y'all. Like it's y'all, the experience is so life changing, and I always hear from moms like, "Oh, I don't feel like myself anymore. I feel so different." Well, you are different, but you're just
Right.
merging. You're just merging the two people. That's it, right? So yeah, it's very important.
And another thing, like, it's a weird spot whenever you have lots of support,
Yeah.
but you feel
Hmm.
guilty.
Yep. Asking
You
for help. Oh Lord.
Yes, whenever I'm away from my baby, it's like,
Hmm.
man, I feel guilty for being away from
Yeah,
Hmm.
I ain't really get that one either.
him.
Hmm.
Hey, I got over that fairly quick with TJ.
Definitely,
I'll tell y'all a funny story.
I
So,
love the support. I'm happy that I have the support
Oh.
because honestly, after becoming a mom, I was raised by a single mom, so I
Hmm.
grew a even bigger respect for single parents whenever I did have a child, and I realized how much support I had, and just having to imagine life
Mhm.
without that support.
Right.
Hmm.
Like I can't tip my hat enough to single parents who don't have that help. Like I can see how easily it would be to slip into depression without having help.
Use
Hmm.
that support system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely use the support.
Drop the ass off. Mhm.
And then like you drop them off and you feel guilty, so it's like it's a battle.
But remember though, Nick, like that guilt is truly just an indicator that you love your baby so much, right? Like
Right.
you wish that you could spend literally every second just looking, just
Right.
literally visually looking at them grow and change, and their features become literally who they are, right? Like you want to see that, and the more that I try to focus on reframing that language, and not see it as a negative, and more of like an indicator that you just have this innate love for this being, this big old potato. You know what I mean? Like it feels good. It feels good, but you also have to live as well, right? So that's why it's important to, like, for mommies out there, y'all, like, get the support immediately so we can reduce the chances of a PMAD, right? Like, establish that support immediately so you can get back to yourself quicker, you
Hmm.
know?
I want to add right there how important, from experience, how important that is, because I can remember Toya offered to like for me to just get a little time, go out a couple times, and she was pretty busy. I considered that too. So I didn't really push the issue too much, but what I'm saying, I didn't take those opportunities.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, all that time passed by, and my life really flew.
Yeah.
I didn't get to, I'm not boring because I wanted to be. Like I wanted to live, but I just didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You
I
wanted
think a lot of what you struggle with, Cole, was communicating.
Yeah.
Hmm. And again, the trauma,
Yeah,
the thoughts, where
yeah,
it takes you, what you're thinking. It's
Yeah.
not many people that I would have even considered, though. You know what I'm
right,
saying? It only had a couple.
right.
So,
Mhm.
So
yeah.
Kia asks, do you feel that mistrust in the healthcare system contributes to mental health during pregnancy?
Oh, of course.
It does.
Yes, indeed.
It does, and
Go
that's
ahead, Toya.
why. And I'm just you can elaborate, but that's
Mhm.
why it's so important for these resources and these type of organizations to be in place, because
Mhm.
we're trying to teach the community that there are resources out there for
Yeah.
these moments. There's doulas,
Yeah.
there's midwives, like there's so many resources that most people aren't even aware of. They don't know what's the
Mm-mm.
purpose of a doula. They don't know what's the purpose of a midwife,
Yeah.
but that is to come in and assist throughout this process, because there are things that we don't know, especially when you're a
Mhm.
Right.
first mother who's pregnant.
Mhm.
We don't have this information. So Courtney,
Yeah.
if you want to elaborate on doulas and midwives.
Yeah, no, for sure. And just to go back a little bit too, just about the mistrust portion, right? Because again, like you guys know, the maternal mortality rate in Louisiana itself is significantly
The
high,
highest.
and Black women are dying at higher rates than white women, right? And it is due simply to them mentioning or stating what they're feeling, and it doesn't feel well for them, and them being told, "Oh, you're gonna be okay. Well, I'll see you next week," or
Right.
just go home and it'll be fine, right? And mommies are losing their lives based on that type of provider care.
Mhm.
So educating our community on the importance of advocating, right? And if you cannot advocate, you have to reach out to a doula, you have to reach
Mhm.
out to a midwife. They are in position for that, you know what I mean? And or a counselor, right? I have no problem at all contacting your OBGYN. um un- as long as you give me permission, I'm the one for it, right? So it's just important to kind of like reach out to providers that are willing to go to bat for you and
Yeah.
support you in such a, like I said, life changing and life threatening experience.
So that's the
I
reason I chose the. Oh, you go ahead, Tori.
I was just going to throw in there real quickly that we're literally risking our lives during pregnancy,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm.
literally.
Mhm.
And so, and I don't think people realize how serious delivery is.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
the reason why I chose the route of having a midwife. Um,
Yay.
and I gave birth in my living room.
You did.
The most beautiful birth.
Oh,
I
oh,
The
did.
most
I was in
beautiful.
labor for 2.5 days.
damn.
Yeah, yeah. But that was the reason why I went that route, because I knew the statistics. I knew, and just like I knew what women were going through in the
Yeah,
with the white coats, I guess you could say.
yeah.
So like I knew when once I wanted to start having children, that I was gonna have my child at home, just to get out of the fear of having my child in a hospital. And I did
Mhm.
parallel care for a couple of months. I was going to Ashland Baptist, um,
Yeah.
and there they have
Hmm.
like a midwife
They're trying to
floor
scam us.
or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, so I did that. We did that for a couple of months, but I was also seeing a midwife at home, and it
Good.
was horrible. It was a
Hmm.
horrible experience, and I'm so glad that I had that backup with my midwife. But it just like they put fear in me the day of my first appointment by
Wow.
letting me know that all the contradictions of what could of anything that could cause me to be sent to labor and delivery and not have my baby on the floor. I can't think of the name of it, but having my baby in the pool and the home birthing floor. But so like they told me about high blood pressure, and so they said if my blood pressure got to a certain point that I would have to be rushed to labor and delivery. So naturally, every time I walk through those doors, my heart rate would go up. And now I'm sitting in there and I'm feeling my heart like, what is my blood pressure going to be today? What is my blood pressure going to be today? And they check my blood pressure on a bed with my feet elevated in the air, not even on the floor. The one time that they did check it manually, my blood pressure was normal. And all the other times that I went in there, they checked it on a table with a digital machine and they just pressed the button, let it check it, and my blood pressure was always high. So I requested one time for it to be checked on the manual pump, which they had to get somebody else to do it because apparently I don't even know if they teach the girls how to use the manual pumps anymore. So like they put the cuff on and they press the button and that's what they do. So they had to get somebody else to come in, one of the doctors who were actually, I guess, taught to use the manual cuff. And she came in, she did me on the manual cuff. I sat and I had to sit in a different chair because the manuals are connected to the walls. So I had to sit in the chair. I was sitting in the chair, feet on the floor, and my blood pressure was completely normal. She was silent. She was just typed in the computer, and I was like, well, what was it? I had to ask her what it was. Like when it was off the charts, or y'all were right away telling me that, oh, your blood pressure is so high, you could be at risk for preeclampsia. But whenever it's normal, I have to ask you what it is. So it was just a very bad experience. And then so we went in for the final visit and they told me that my blood pressure was high and that they wouldn't be able to see me anymore over there. And we were okay with it, like because we had our midwife at home, so we were okay with it. But it was just weird because we walk out of the room and you can tell that everybody knew what had happened in there. Like everybody was just looking at us, like waiting for us to react. Like we would be so upset that they broke up with us.
Right.
But
same experience.
Right.
Yeah, it was just so. I mean, I'm thankful for all the women who do make it out. Have somebody there who can vouch for you whenever you are laboring, contracting, and you're not really thinking clearly. Have somebody in there with you because, like, what would have happened if I did go fully through it and you telling me while I'm in labor, I'm contracting, not thinking clearly, we have to rush you to labor and delivery before I can even process what's happening. And now you're cutting me open.
All right.
Yes. I'm gonna add to that. For my first baby, I had to have a emergency C-section because they said, well, I couldn't go past 8 centimeters. And I was like that for a while, but whenever they were taking my baby out, I began to feel it. First of all, the epidural wore off. Then they gave me something else, I think like a spinal tap or something, that wore off too. Whenever I was able to hear my baby cry one time, and then I was knocked out. They put me to sleep, And when I woke up, I was in my room already. Other people had saw my baby. Like I had to rely on Donnie being able to make sure the name was right, make sure everything was everything. Like I was so waking up. Like I didn't get to hold my baby, and I had planned to rub the placenta juice on in her skin and all of these different things I wanted to experience, and I wasn't able to experience none of the things that I wanted to experience. And that's something that I kept inside. Like I never forgot that. And then when I had my second child, they told me, the doctor that I was going to, which I'm like hearing other people's experiences, is like, I cannot believe that I was so blind to, I don't know how I didn't know that all of these resources were out there, because they told me that I could not have a natural birth because I had already had a C-section, so I still did not experience a natural birth that I really wanted, so I understand people's mistrust in the healthcare system. I definitely do.
And when you don't know, you don't know, Cole.
You
And
don't
that's the
know.
whole purpose of this, you know, to
Yep.
bring
Yep.
awareness, to put this energy and all of this information out into the community.
Right. And that's why I'm so open with my stories, so that people can feel comfortable about not knowing. You know what I'm saying? And people can know, like we mentioned before, that you're not alone out here. You're not. I wish I had known Courtney for sure.
For sure, me too. As you're explaining what you do, like, despite the experiences with, first child, second child, ultimately it was fine, but there were issues with the whole C-section versus natural thing. Like, luckily, my old lady just went with her gut. She was just like, I ain't getting no C-section. You know what I'm saying? All the way down to, birth predictions wrong, just all kind of issues that is like you going through this, and when you come out on the other side, it's like, that dude ain't know what he was telling. Like, what was he telling me? Like, I hate feeling duped,
Yeah.
but it's like you say, you don't know, and you have to just take their word,
Right.
without knowing the other resources that are out there.
Right.
And they know
Yeah.
that. And I think that, it's wrong to take advantage of women in such a vulnerable state. Because they know in the whole telling women that you can't have a natural birth without after you have a C-section.
Right. That's what I thought too.
And also telling women that if you're breached, which was another thing, if my baby was breached, they would have to send me to labor and delivery. I can't have a natural birth. There's multiple videos on YouTube where you can watch. I watched a woman literally have two breached twins, natural in the birthing pool, no medicine. Like, it's just certain things that I don't understand why they want to put that fear in you.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm glad I know Dr. Courtney too. Dr. Courtney, look at you. Are you Dr. Courtney?
I will be. Give me
Okay,
another year and a half. I'm almost there.
That's
I'm
right.
almost there.
That's it.
Let me speak on this. Like,
Right.
I learned so much from all of y'all. Like, being somebody who's young and who aspires to have kids one day, learning and just hearing different stories is mentally. I'm telling y'all, in my hippocampus back there in that brain, I'm putting all of these stories, bro, and all of this at life because it's needed. Like,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
really.
I want to tap into something real quick too, though, y'all. Um, I think what I'm making contact with, right? Like a lot of mamas think that they have to do all the things and I don't know, like just get back to life type of thing. But that year in postpartum is probably the slowest year of your life. And so many mamas are not used to like stopping. So many mamas are not used to slowing down. And when they're forced to do so, rather there's medical complications or simply because they are pregnant, right? Like they cannot fathom that. They cannot connect to that. So I try to prioritize the importance of that because it's needed. So mommies are, only supposed to be just waking up, whether she's exclusively breastfeeding or not, breastfeeding, feeding baby, changing diaper, looking out the window, maybe eating here and there, taking a quick nap, cycle back around. All that washing dishes, folding clothes, cooking, all that is not a priority. And that is why I think it's important that we push and we educate and we inform the community that it's important to establish y'all support. So Kia, when you decide to do so, when you decide that you're ready to become a mommy, get your tribe together. Let them know what their duties are. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let them know, mama, cook me 10 meals. I'm gonna freeze everything. And
Mhm.
when I'm ready to eat, just come on and defrost and feed me. Because I need to feed my baby, right? So, and I think that's why I make it a priority to remind that it's important, very, very, very important, y'all, to slow down in the postpartum period. It's most importantly in pregnancy as well. But especially in the postpartum period because your everything is happening. There's a biological shift, there's a mental shift, there's an environmental shift. All of these shifts are happening all at one time. And mommies are suffering in silence. So I just wanted to kind of tap into that real quick.
Yeah, that's an interesting aspect because they always say it take a village, but they ain't tell you got to build your own village. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Mm.
That's right.
True.
Right. And you have to be very specific with your village, with what you
Mm-hmm.
need.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
But speaking of a village, I know you guys have something called the Walk with Grace, and soon y'all will be having the Table with Grace, the luncheon. So tell the people. I know we're talking about resources and things that people need just transitioning, but touch on that resource that many people may not know about that we have here.
So the luncheon is actually what's happening right now, what's going on, the resources, the support, sharing stories, giving hope, just
Mhm.
putting resources out there. We don't know, y'all. And that's the purpose of the awareness event. We want to bring the community together to teach and to educate and to, just provide that support for everybody.
Yeah.
We have professionals, we have real life experiences, we have resources. So we just really trying to put this information out there. Before I experienced my losses, I didn't know this was a real thing, because we don't talk about it because of the guilt,
Right.
because of the pain, because it's so private. People think it's just a private matter. You're supposed to keep it, just amongst yourselves. That's not true,
Yeah.
And so the more we put this information out there, the more people are coming forth, sharing their stories and working through all of these feelings, because it's an emotional roller coaster that you're going through, but when you know that you're not in this all by yourself and other people kind of understand you, it's a little bit easier to navigate through all of this. So we just want to be a resource. We just want to put that information out there.
Yes, indeed. Just open up, just to hold space and bring more awareness to it, right? Like I think this is phenomenal, y'all, that what y'all are doing. I wasn't aware of who y'all were, but I know now. So
That's right.
Welcome to
and
the
I and I love it. So
Yeah,
yeah.
you are in the tribe.
Yeah, you definitely can. So do know before the baby, me and my partner both gonna come look.
Come
Yes, indeed.
talk to me.
I'm ready to schedule my session now.
Hold up, let me
I'm trying
call
to schedule
Courtney.
my session now.
Oh, Courtney.
Hold on, let me call Courtney. Y'all tripping.
He's talking
Yeah,
about he's
but
gonna have a baby. Let me call Courtney real quick.
no, wait, y'all joking about it though too. Like I've had clients say, Courtney, I just want to establish care. And they've had maybe 1 or 2 sessions, right? Because I believe in autonomy when it comes to receiving treatment. I believe in autonomy when it comes to seeking services from me, right? Like I am a professional in this, but I'm not you. Like I don't know your life, right? Like I'm trying to get to understand and know who you are. So establishing care with the clinician doesn't have to be these drawn out sessions. It could be when needed. You know what I mean? And let me just send a quick email to Courtney and see what she think about this, and if I need to get a session, like that needs to be said. Y'all need to be aware. Well, the people need to be aware of that. Like it doesn't have to be this stuffy environment. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I don't want to meet with this girl next week. No, you don't have to. But let me know when you need me.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So
As a father, what should I do if I'm experiencing postpartum rage? If postpartum rage is being on me. Like what I'm supposed to do?
I love that.
You need help?
I love
Not
that.
experiencing
Blink
it
twice,
if
man.
I'm
Blink
getting it.
twice.
Blink twice. Blink twice.
You okay?
He the victim. He the
Just
victim.
in case, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do?
Yeah. So rage is an indicator of an unmet need. Rather it's mommy or daddy that's tripping, they just overwhelmed, right? You have to be able to say, um I'm not feeling my best self, I need such and such. You know what I mean? I need to step away. I need to go for a ride. You know what I mean? Or let me just sit down right here and do nothing. You know what I mean? The expectations of being a parent are so grand internally, that we just consume ourselves with how we're supposed to show up, and all you need to do is just be. That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. And ultimately, in our language, rage is being pissed off. You're pissed off, so let me know what you need. Tell me what you need. How can I support you in that?
And
And
she
what
she may
that's
not be able
that's it.
to articulate that, but that's where
Hmm.
you come
Right.
in and you ask,
Yeah. Hmm.
what is it that I can do to make this a little bit easier for you?
Yeah. And for you too,
Mm.
yeah. You.
You about to get an answer, boy. Ooh.
And
Don't take
definitely
it personal. Don't take it
your
personal.
response should never be just calm down.
Mhm.
Boy, don't say that.
That make it worse.
What about
I am calm.
man? You tripping? What about
Boy,
that?
don't say that. Don't say
Mhm.
Oh my goodness.
that's how you bring out postpartum rage right
Right.
there.
Right. I tell you, you tripping.
That's a trigger.
Bruh.
It was like being a parent, like really, like as a kid growing up, I know I thought like adults knew it all, like they had all the answers. You know what I'm saying? And once you become a parent, you be like, oh shit, everybody just winging it.
You were just
You know
waiting.
what I'm saying? Everybody just doing their best. You know.
Right. Right.
That's what my mom always said. My mom always said, "Ain't no book to this. There's
Not,
no,
not at all.
there's no
They
manual."
got a book for everything else. Nobody ain't write a book on parenting yet.
Nah, it's like kids
But they
too
got some out
unpredictable.
there.
That's the
Right.
problem. They got too
You better
many
not go
books.
to
It's like
market.
12,000 books.
I need a mentorship.
But see, this is the thing though. It don't matter what book you read.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The spiritual aspect of it, your kid that you and your partner created is here to grow you and elevate you. So that is a personal experience in itself. No book can teach you that.
Oh, they
Man,
growing.
drop that game, Cole.
They
Of
growing.
course.
Feel like they holding it back.
They do that.
Yeah, they growing you, man.
They growing.
Watch
They
see.
growing for
Watch
sure.
see.
For sure. For sure. I can't knock it.
I have learned so
That's
much
beautiful.
tonight. I ain't lying. I've learned from Jew to get pregnant and not pop. I've
You
learned from
said
Wait,
Courtney.
I missed that.
Yeah, so Jew told me because I was like, my scariest thing right now, I don't want to get popped by the wrong person. And my brother said it's different. You get pregnant or you get popped.
You get pregnant.
This is the way to
Pregnancy
go.
be playing. That's what somebody you get popped.
So Jew, if
That's
you
You
tell
got
him
It's
you
a 60, it's a 60-40 chance you're not gonna be there if you get popped.
yeah, for sure.
You'll be by yourself.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
if I get popped, everything about to drop.
yeah, put it on the shirt.
If you get popped, everything gonna drop. Well, y'all have anything else y'all want to ask? Anybody want to?
Just thank y'all, man, for bringing this, to the forefront. It's important. This is a
For real,
conversation
man.
that needs to be had,
Yeah.
Um,
Were there any
I'd
other
like to say something.
questions? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I like to say that I just want to tell y'all thank you, because sometimes like
Right.
even knowing that the resources available isn't enough. Y'all, I think this conversation is teaching people how to approach the resources,
Right.
how to break that down into options for you, for your personal need at the time, and just making it more personable, just to understand like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to go, but these are the questions that I need to be asking to
Mhm.
establish a relationship with the person that I'm seeking care from. So man, thank y'all so much for showing up and showing out. And
Sure.
also thank you to Toya and B, man, because y'all bringing the human side to it.
Mhm.
Everybody has these stories that they keep to themselves, and y'all
Mhm.
allowing people to see themselves in your story and how to approach their own walk. So man, big shout out to y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming.
Yeah,
And you know what? You say that, and you wouldn't believe how many people reach out to us in private.
Of course.
So
That's
people
amazing.
are hurting. People are hurting, y'all, and
Yeah.
when they're ready, hopefully, they'll be ready to share their story. But it takes this, somebody has to be the voice for the people. So
Yeah.
That's what's up.
That's dope.
And not only are y'all the voice for the people, but y'all also are a beautiful family. Y'all are a beautiful couple. And we got to tell y'all happy anniversary.
Right, right.
Thank you.
Do you know what today is?
Come on, man. It's the anniversary.
Your anniversary.
Get back.
Before we depart, can I just put out there that Walker Grace is a collective. It's a group of people who run this and who make sure that this is functioning. I want to just put out there our team members. It's only fair. We could not, do this without them. Obviously, Courtney is my partner, but we also have a team behind us. And I just wanted to acknowledge my mom, Lynette Celestine, everybody's favorite twin, Sherry and Cherry Wilmore, Latoya Moore Turner, Ashley Allen, Nicole Clark, Shamika Salisbury, and Nicole Henry Davis. And
Shout out to y'all, man.
And lastly, our sponsors for our event. If you haven't gotten your ticket, get your tickets. It's October 4th at Ember Kitchen and Cocktails on the patio. It's our first luncheon. Get your tickets. They're $25. We want to give a shout out to our sponsors, John Allen, attorney at law, Alvis's AC and Heat Repair, AmeriHealth, Caritas, Louisiana, South Louisiana Bank, Community Action Network, and then the ladies who donated, the ladies of Thrive on the Bayou and Beacon Light Baptist Church of Houma.
Okay.
Awesome.
Shout out to all of them.
Well, y'all got y'all a little tribe.
Yeah.
And we appreciate them.
Right.
We couldn't function without them.
I'm gonna have to make sure I get my ticket for sure.
Thank y'all for having us, y'all. This was needed.
Thank y'all.
Yes, indeed.
Thank y'all for coming. For sure.
I'm grateful for this space.
I'll be hitting you up.
Right.
Wait, does anybody have the flyer? Anybody have Courtney's flyer?
Oh, look, in the Christian notes.
Yeah, we're gonna put this guy.
Okay.
And I did want to share, because you guys are going to share the flyer, but I did want to share because, only because I am in a PhD program. My availability is limited, but I am still taking clients. I just wanted to make,
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Like, I got my spot.
Right.
Like, look, don't all blow me up at once.
Yeah.
Because you know they coming.
Thank
All right,
y'all coming
Thank y'all
on.
so much, y'all.
And congratulations on the baby.
Right. Congrats.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all, man.
So,
Bye, y'all.
Wait, hold on. My church announcements, Gary.
No.
we still here.
Not getting off. We're about to let you run it.
Look at you.
Oh, all right.
Counselor Cool, huh? Real? All right, real.
I've been writing these announcements down now.
Yeah, right.
Take your time, Real. Take your time.
Sister. Yeah.
Shit. All right. So, Dear Kids Learning is having its back to school open registration from August 10th to August 31st. It will be free registration. They are a 24-hour type 3 center servicing children from birth to 12 years old with aftercare services like drop-in care, Saturday care, weekend care, overnight care, and holiday care, and the staff is certified. Brittany Bombaland Nixon presents tutoring sessions available on Tuesdays and Thursdays at $30 per hour. The session times are 4 p.m., 5 p.m., and 6 p.m. You can message her directly for more details and to secure a spot. Back to school. There's a back to school movie night on August 23rd. It starts at 6 p.m. The movie is at 7 p.m. You can bring your blanket or your lawn chair. This event will be at the Christian Church of God in Thibodaux. One Terrebonne Community Center presents Vibe and Thrive for junior high and high schoolers starting on September 3rd, every Monday and Wednesday from 2 to 5 p.m. This space is informal, so no appointment is needed to access awesome resources, guidance, and activities that supports their academic, social, and personal development. Walk with Grace is hosting a Table of Grace luncheon on Saturday, October 4th at Ember Kitchen and Cocktails patio from 11 to 1. The tickets are available as well as sponsorship opportunities. Walk with Grace is calling for sponsors. Will you answer the call? Sponsorship levels are Grace, which is $1,200. Love is $900. Hope is $600. If you're interested, please email walkwithgracela@gmail.com. Join Walk with Grace for our monthly support groups every first Monday of each month, except March and September. This is for mothers impacted by pregnancy and infant loss. These sessions are held at the Terrebonne Parish Main Library in Houma on the second floor in the Charles H. Davidson Boardroom from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Childcare and light dinner is provided. Sisters of Strength and Knowledge is hosting their third annual 3K breast cancer walk on Saturday, October 11th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. This will be at 4374 LA 311 in Houma, and you can register on Eventbrite. Five Academy presents the Bayou 1v1 tournament on October 25th. There will be cash prizes. More details will drop weekly, and there's a $40 player fee, and admission will be $10 for adults, $5 for kids, and free for anyone under 5. First Lady presents Pink Out Saturday. It's a pink ribbon social. It is presented by Lady Savannah Aldridge, Lady Claudia Hartman, Lady Twala Gilton, Lady Donna Washington, and Lady Arlonda Williams Smith. This event is on October 25th at 10 a.m. at the Mechanicville Gym in Houma. HAP, I don't know which one it is, but it's Helping All People. And they're having their third annual Rep Your Jersey fundraiser on Saturday, October 25th at the Dumas Auditorium in Houma. It is $25 in advance and $30 at the door. Doors open at 7:30 p.m. Wear your favorite jersey. This is a BYOB event, and there will be door prizes and free food. Holistic Antidotes is taking orders for elderberry syrup. With our kids going back to school, let's build our immune systems. Elderberry is a powerhouse with immune boosting and antioxidant properties. It helps shorten the duration and severity of colds and flus. It helps with COVID as well. COVID is going around. It has properties that can benefit heart health, blood sugar regulation, improve digestion because of its fiber content, reduces inflammation throughout your body, reduces mucus in your respiratory passages, and can ease breathing discomfort. You can message Courtney Ray Celestine, me, on Facebook for any inquiries. Mellow Smooth and Sam Moses presents Dress to Kill on Friday, October 10th at the Courthouse by Marriott. Save that date. It's going to be something very different. And last but not least, Postpartum Support International Louisiana chapter is having their fall general membership meeting. The event is calling for individuals that are interested in getting involved in the chapter to increase the awareness of maternal mental health. This will be on Tuesday, September 16th at 6 p.m. That includes my church announcements for this evening.
Bro, why y'all laughing?
Because they always want to laugh.
I was laughing too. I ain't lying. I ain't want to come on laughing though.
All right.
Yeah. Look, I gotta go in church mode. You hear the
Now you
music?
gotta get you a church hat.
Right. That's
Right.
So you
You gotta get your church
Don't
here. You gotta
enable me
switch
now.
it up.
Don't
see,
enable me now.
Courtney
Yeah,
gonna
hey,
have
that's
to
what it
get one
gotta
of them
be.
church peppermint sticks
And
and
an
ring
MLK.
Come
that
on.
bitch up and put it in the bottom of her purse.
You
Yeah,
get a
your pocketbook. Your pocketbook, not a
A
purse.
pocketbook. A pocketbook.
MLK fans too. That's their residence.
right.
Fact. That's a
Definitely
fact.
MLK fans, man. Tonight was a great episode, y'all.
Yes.
Yeah, for real.
I really learned a lot tonight, for real.
Yes.
Ms. Cantrella said, be an example and share as much personal information as to why you're seeking therapy as well. Also, being an advocate is a great way of monitoring positive support. That's facts, man. Learn so
That's
much.
a fact.
Learn so much. It was a great episode, bro. I think I'm kind of mentally preparing myself for kids now. Now I see what goes in it, baby.
Well,
And-
I mean, you said 31. 31 is knocking on your door.
Baby, I'm 28.
Come
31
on.
is knocking on your door.
And guess what I'm saying? Y'all can come back, see you later. I ain't even going. I'm looking at the peephole and I'm walking back to my room.
Baby, 31.
Peephole is tonight.
After 25, 30 rolls around like
For
rain.
sure.
Well, you had yours at 33, so I look up to you for inspiration too. So you know, you 33.
Appreciate you, Slick.
Yeah. Shout out to Sleep.
For sure.
Shout out to Level Set, man.
Right. So whatever you do, don't have no baby for no YN.
Right.
Ooh, we ain't even get on that topic, huh?
Hey, they can't cook and they can't fold clothes and shit. You
know it.
Man, baby snatch the YN up.
YN is a derogatory term. That's a topic for another day, though.
Man, not if they're YN, they accept it. They endeared by it.
Not if they call themselves that.
And nigga told me the gym, so I'm YN. I don't really.
That's what I'm saying. They claim that.
Embrace.
They got millennials and then they got YN.
Millennials and the YN.
We definitely got to save that for another day.
Right.
Well,
all I know is if you do make that mistake, your baby gonna be listening to Young Boy in the cradle.
Yeah. YN asked the baby, man, why you crying?
What's wrong with you? What's wrong?
At 9 o'clock in the morning.
Baby, keep on crying.
Young boy.
What did he say? Man, the baby in that flash.
Flashing out. Tweaking.
Man, what my son in the back.
Now I gotta call Courtney. I gotta call Miss Courtney up.
Hey, Courtney, the baby in the back flashing out. What I do?
Man, I'm about to crash out. I'm about to crash out on it.
I'm about to go through P-Man.
Y'all better sit down. Y'all better sit down before I crash out of here.
Ain't got no YN mental health.
Nah, man. But tonight was real dope, though. Like
tonight was great, man.
Very informative. Everybody was, opened up.
And you know what? Normally, it's like topics like this are so heavy, but it just is a lot of relatable information. It didn't feel heavy. It felt more like a path to healing for a lot of people. I hope I'm right about that.
Yeah,
it was, bro. Like even when you weren't knowing, it was an easy flowing conversation. Even talking about the darkest parts, the miscarriage and all, it just flows so easy, bro. So
I didn't cry, so
girl,
I ain't gonna lie, my eyes got a little water at one point.
Somebody was sniffling up there.
Yeah, somebody had the sniffles.
Yeah,
mind y'all business. Mind y'all business.
Today, I'm so proud I did not cry because you know us, Neek. We'll bust right now.
I'm gonna pat myself on the back.
But there was a lot of information tossed around that you just don't think about. You just don't know,
Right.
And I feel like that information, like that, passing that down, like me learning that, like my mama didn't know that, but now I know that.
Right.
She don't know that, and then it's just going to build that healthy. Like now we setting boundaries. Now we understanding what's going on. So, man, it really opened my eyes a lot tonight, for sure.
Very insightful.
I definitely wanted to touch on the fact that when she was talking about make sure you reach out to your tribe and ask for help. Let me tell y'all something. So the night TJ was born, his mama had to stay in the hospital. So he came home with me. So I'm having to adjust to reach out to people. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Can TJ come over there? I hadn't even thought about that yet. So it's the first night. I'm thinking all three of us going to be at home together. She got to stay in the hospital. Boy, I done strapped TJ in the damn car seat and went to sleep.
Come on, man.
I was afraid to put him in the crib. I'm like, SIDS is a thing. I'm tired as hell. I don't know what to do. Man, I put that boy in the car seat and put him on top of the bed. And the next day I was like, you know what? You're going to my cousin. You definitely going to.
Yeah, somebody help me.
Help me.
Help me.
I mean, I never really had those experiences. Because I kind of had a step kid before I had kids.
Mm.
So just kind of seeing and learning, man, it's just you kind of know what to do. You know, you see those videos like when you first have your baby, your dad holding them like this, and like 6 months later, he holding them by the onesie.
Yeah.
I'm that dad. Like, come on, man, get up. Come on. You just learn, you try to be overbearing, overprotective at first, and then it's like you realize at a certain point it's nothing you could do.
Yeah,
Look,
but
and then
you focus so much on the parenting side of it that you forget about the mental side of it. You know what I'm
Oh yeah.
saying? Like that's really what goes on. You ain't even got time.
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah,
yeah, and that's hopefully I really hope that people give themselves grace
Mm-hmm.
when they're going through stuff like this. Because when you hear other people talk about it, like, oh, I wasn't being soft or I wasn't being crazy. Like this is a shared experience that most of us have.
Right.
So
That's,
hopefully by putting other people in that position to talk about it, it helps somebody say, you know what, even though I'm having a tough time, I know I can make it through today.
I seen I
Right.
seen I seen Cole have one of the moments like I know I wasn't
I
crazy.
know. For real.
he ain't
That's
crazy.
amazing, man. That's
Right.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good feeling to know you not tripping. You know what I'm saying? That's why I asked you, like, what you thought at the time? Like, you thought you was tripping, or you thought, you know what I'm saying? Nah, you just, I
You just
don't know.
you never experienced those feelings before, so it's like
Right.
you don't know.
And
Yeah.
like that's, hey, look, I asked about that race because that sometimes that be hard for another person to understand. Like, what you mean you ain't never feel like this before? Like, that shit sound crazy at times, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta understand that it's a real thing. Like,
Yeah.
you wake up and you don't like everything you liked yesterday.
All right. And then also like another like social media, like you already in this mental state and you're a fly on the wall and you see what people say, you know what I'm saying? You see the things that are being shared. People are not sharing the ugly sides of it, but you know
Right.
what I'm saying? They are very open about judging people or what a person should do,
Right.
shouldn't do. Like you see those things, but you don't see nobody saying the kind of stuff that I would say, you know? Like
Yeah.
the things
But
that I'm open about, you didn't see those things.
but I think all of that got to be taken with a grain of salt because at the
Right.
end of the day, most of these opinions are coming from unqualified people.
But you got
Like,
to think back to the mental state of that person that's in postpartum,
hey,
you
I
know?
understand that. I'm just saying, like, most of these people would have tried crack at some point in their life,
Mm.
and they're giving you advice about what their bottom line is. I don't care.
Right.
Like, you aren't
Hey,
a clinician, you aren't like my judge and jury, so I could really care less about your opinion of what you think depression, anxiety, postpartum should look like. That's why we do bring professionals on to give you a clear understanding that all of these things, it may not be, for a Facebook jokes. Yeah, so like
right.
y'all
Hmm.
opinions is really, man, keep that to yourself. Unless you're getting
Right.
paid
Right.
for it. Maybe you're getting paid for it. I don't know. Shit.
Man, when you realize your parents was winging it too, son, like that
Yeah,
was a whole moment of
Absolutely.
clarity for me.
right,
It's like,
right,
okay,
right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my parents
like they
freestyle
did
like
all
the
right.
first 10 years of my life.
We're gonna go in the booth. We're gonna go in the booth with this one.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure they tried shit with you that they
Yeah,
didn't do with me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Money don't grow on trees. Yeah.
Somebody said no weed, straight crack. Mhm.
Tell you anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I
I
feel
think
like
the
I like what
so
you said, Sam, about our parents winging it. My mom died when my mama was like 25, 26. So I be just thinking, and I think my mom is the best mom in the world. You know what I mean? And I think about
Self-taught.
she really lost her mama at an age where she like, I remember my life when I was 25, 26. So it's like,
right.
and she did amazing. Like, mama, if you're watching, I know you watching. Shout out to my mama. You're the best mom in the world. I always say, like, I'm
Mama
not,
high stood up.
Shout out to her.
I
Mama
Yeah.
ain't
high stood up.
as my mama, but I love you so much, and I just give you so much grace because you didn't know. You didn't know, and not saying my childhood
Yeah.
was bad, the best childhood, the best life. I still to this day have the best life, but I just thank you, mom, because there is no book,
I
and
know. I know they didn't know because I got 4 kids and I still don't know.
Hey, that's all the book would say is like, hey, fuck, wing it, figure it out. That's
Hey,
the whole book.
whatever
Jump
works
all the
for
way to the
you.
end. Right. There's no manual, but
Like one day at a time.
at least you have these tools in place, and like you say, we have a support system on hand. Even just to ask, like, what should I do? What did you do? And them say, I don't think our parents was having them conversations.
Hell no.
Nah.
You know,
Well,
know
no.
the answer. Whoop his ass. That's it.
That was
That's
the
it.
answer for a lot of stuff.
Right.
I think
What he did? What? I'm about to whoop his ass.
one of the big differences between our generation and our parents is our parents were volunteered a lot of information that may or may not have been correct.
Right.
Either from grandmothers or aunts and uncles, like whatever the case may be, people were volunteering information. And I think nowadays it's like people are more reserved. They try to keep that to themselves. They don't want to look crazy.
No, they don't.
So
What
No,
up,
they don't.
Mr. Eastside? Yeah.
It's a lot of
And a lot of times they didn't want to look like they were wrong either.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's a big thing. Like, man, so I was wrong. I messed that up.
And also, like, this whole pod was on mental health, really, and that wasn't a thing.
Nah, not discussions about, not even actually thinking about like what boy,
Suck
look,
that shit up.
mental health is new. That's what I be telling people. Like thinking about it actively or being proactive about it, man, that's new. So we do have to seek resources and help from professionals because like it's a brand new field
man, you
for
got to
us.
read them books that Tommy Pickles' mama read, Dr. Lipschitz.
Dr. Lifton.
Mama. Did Tommy Pickles my man passed away or something, huh?
But that's what
Huh?
I think about the times they come from. They were just surviving. We have way more resources than our parents ever
And that's
had.
a fact. And that's the type of stuff that just make it be like, man, they did a great job. It's just, they work with what they work with.
They
Right.
did the best
Work
that
with
they
what they had,
could.
man.
Like they didn't have no Miss Courtney come on the podcast on Thursday.
For real, they didn't
Man,
have that.
They didn't have the internet.
They ain't
But
had it.
but picture this though. It still have parents out here right now
With
that
all
are still like every family is just different because it still got
Right.
those parents out here right now today that still have no clue about mental health. They still living like none of this topic doesn't exist. It has not. Maybe it's their kids that'll be here. You know what I'm saying? Because get what? My parents did not do a great job. They didn't.
Oh Lord Jesus.
They did not.
Shout out to
You
y'all.
know.
Sam.
They did not
Yeah,
do the best they
to
could, but maybe they did.
Well, you turned into a pretty dope person, so somebody did a great job somewhere.
So what I'm speaking on, what I'm saying when I say that is, we looking at it like the time is now. Like okay, Toya said that we didn't have the resources. I mean, they didn't have the resources that we have now. But what I'm saying is there are people that still don't have the resources. They don't
Right.
know. Like it's just I don't know.
Like, honestly, I mean, I know about therapy and everything, but I didn't know these type of things were out here. Like till Toy and them got on the podcast about it. Like me and Nick, we
But
went.
you knew about the importance of, building and strengthening your mental, stability. Like
Man,
that's what she's saying. They got people that be like, man, mental health is for wusses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't even focusing on that.
I mean, to Cole's point, like if you want to get spiritual about it, part of our spiritual inclination comes from the bondage that we ain't even got to say ancestors, we could just say parents.
Yeah.
Like each and every one of us has access to something, but not all of us are gonna achieve access to it or go through things to unlock a new level. Like
Mm-hmm.
some of us and our parents are still living through that trauma, and we
Mm-hmm.
haven't even realized like it's supposed to be growth. Like Coach said, like this child is almost like a way to grow you and
Yes.
to improve you. So a lot of our parents didn't even look at it that way. They looked at it as a burden.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't even see the blessing of, hey man, this is going to teach me how to grow up. This is going to
Right.
teach me how to be more insightful about the things that I say and do. They never looked at it like that. So to the people that still may not know that the resources exist, there's still hope for them, and there's
Right.
hope for their children.
Right.
Because just like you said, like even if your parents did a horrible job, the part of your growth came when your children came about, and now it's like, oh, I have a new responsibility,
Right.
not
Right.
to think about what I didn't receive, but let me think about the things that I can pour into my own kids.
Right. Cause see, thank you. Cause sometimes I can't really get my point out. And that is what I'm saying. And honestly, when I do say things like this, it's not even to people are not hearing what I'm trying to say. I'm not
No, 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 no.
in no
You did a good job. No, you
yeah,
did a good
yeah.
job with that.
Yeah, you caught it. You got it. I'm not in no way, form, or fashion trying to bash my parents at all. You know what I'm saying? It's just is what it is.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I give my parents grace, you know what I'm saying, because they did not know and they probably were doing the best that they can. It was just not
that's
a
a
good job,
fact.
you know?
Right.
That's a fact. And we all have different tools. You know, everybody got different toolboxes. Because the tools my mom used to raise me were probably beneficial to me, but they wouldn't have been beneficial to anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it's like we gotta think about that as well. Like it's not just a person, but it's also like the gifts, the tools, whatever they have as a parent. Like there are things um that you have gained through denial of having a child. Like the people that have a loss after loss after loss, there are things that you are learning about yourself, that you're learning about life,
Right.
that you can apply to parenthood at a later date that you would not have been able to do in the
Mm-hmm.
past. Well, that's I might
That's
shout on my own on that.
That nigga shake his dreads.
You
right.
know,
Right.
Preach out.
That's right. uh,
man.
I don't know, man. It's just it's dope. And I wanted to say this through the pod, but just that whole home birth aspect. Um, I mean, I have other kids, and the hospital aspect. Having a home birth is just different, bro. It just unlocks something in you as a I'm sure as a mother, but as a father, just seeing this woman labor and go through this for 2 days and push this baby out and contract and barely sleep and barely eat, dog. It's a different kind of um respect and love I have for her, you know what I'm saying? And I mean I encourage everybody to try it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if everybody's in the mental space or the financial space to do it, but it was definitely a different experience. Like, I mean, like I said, I seen her labor for 2 days. I was like, maybe she can whoop me. Maybe she can knock me out. She was eating them contractions. I don't know. Yeah, but now it's just it was different, bro. So I mean, I encourage everybody to get information on that because, like I said, we don't trust the white coats. You
Not
know,
at all, son.
you know what I'm saying? We don't trust them, bro. Just in our community, our culture, we just don't trust them. So,
For
So,
good
And
reason.
look, although that that was the status, the stigma in the culture, like it still don't hit the same till you go through your own experience with it. And you be like, bruh, like what's going on?
mm,
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a doctor, but what you saying just don't sound right. And you got to battle with that because it's like I'm not a doctor,
mm,
you know, but getting the resources to reach out to midwives and doulas and all that, like knowing somebody like Courtney, like that's why I said I wish I'd have knew you when I was going through the, you know what I'm saying? Well, we were going through the pregnancy with my second child, because we was at that crossroad to where we had to like literally go out on a limb, go by, what they telling us is the best thing, despite how you feel about it. You just didn't have an option. You gotta roll with it.
So like one thing I saw recently, somebody said you go to the hospital or you go to the doctor for a diagnosis and you heal with herbs, which I feel like that, that makes sense because sometimes, you don't know what's going on internally with your body. So if you do feel something going on, not saying don't get checked out,
Right.
get checked out, but if there's a way that you can heal holistically, take that route.
Yeah, use the doctors like you use AutoZone. Just go over there and get on the machine and see what's wrong, and then go to your regular mechanic.
Right.
Go to the mechanic with his butt crack out.
Right.
Get up, Mr. Stanford. Hey, Mr. Stanford, this was going on.
Right.
For real, like this what they told me at AutoZone.
They said $400. How much you can fix it for?
Straight up. Hey, that's what you gotta do.
A pack of natural light.
Diagnosis and hit code.
Right. You stupid trees.
And guess what? Shout out Amanda. I'm definitely. I call her with blood work and all. She read all of them. The doctor said one thing. I was like, I don't know what they talking about. They said this, and she like, oh yeah, this, and this too.
Hey, look, and that'd be a big thing. That'd be a big thing, man. They'll throw out some terms that you really don't know what that shit mean.
And
like I looked at ultrasound a lot of times, like, bro, what you looking at? Like, I don't see what you're saying. Like, look like rain. It look like a little hurricane. Like, what you saying?
Like we went to get our first ultrasound, and they made us put the phone away. Like, this is my baby. What you mean? Put the phone away? Like, what you don't want us to see?
Man, look, if we'd have had that baby in the hospital, like the way Neek labor, they'd have definitely cut over.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So you say 2 days?
And look, our midwife was a beast. She just like, we gonna push through this.
Right. She would sleep in our other bedroom.
This normal. This
like,
normal. You just wait right here.
Yeah.
Let me know when she start contracting again. She was a beast.
See, my experience is different, man. Both of my kids combined, man, these were probably in labor for 2 hours all together. Man, listen, bro. My second kid was born from the time I got in the hospital to the time my baby came out was like 13 minutes.
Boy, what?
Like,
well, I don't know. They got the.
We could have just had it at home.
Right.
I had to stop driving traffic, man.
Right.
Like, should I speed through traffic or should I not?
Right.
Like,
they got people have babies in the car all the time.
Man, I was good. Hey, I was close.
Real.
Well, yeah, man. Tonight was good, y'all.
It was.
Well, we're gonna wrap it on up, y'all. It was a good one. I am your host. To wrap it up.
That's how we wrap it up.
Right.
We got the beat on. Who up next?
Yeah,
man, we need to come up for something with somebody on mute.
Why she cut the beat off? Yeah,
right.
Next stage.
That's when you muted.
I gotta go to bed.
As you call it, second line in, gotta go.
Right.
Yeah, how'd you get up?
Tupac.
Good 3 Sam.
Naturally me.
Cool.
I'm Trey with the Conveaux, and we are.
Y'all have a good night.
Hey, look out for that alumni season, man.
Right.
I think I'm gonna drop it tomorrow.
You might as
You
well
looking out for it.
Hey, y'all.
Night, love y'all.
Holla.